Hello YouTube. Today I want to talk about reading tarot for yourself. A while back, a couple of years ago, I did a similar video on that, and today I just want to give you an update on my perspective on reading tarot for yourself. And I still hold to my belief that if you can do a tarot reading for someone else, why can't you do it for yourself? When I first started reading tarot years ago, one of the things that was said was, you can't do a tarot reading for yourself. And I've always disagreed with that. I have all these tarot decks at my home. And I'm pretty sure those of you who watch this video, a lot of you have a lot of tarot decks at your home. And we don't always do tarot readings for people. So if you have them there, why not use them? Use them on a daily basis. Why should they collect dust? Why do they only come out of your tarot bag when you are doing a reading for someone? If you're honest, when you do a tarot reading for yourself, then you can probably do a tarot reading better than anyone because you know yourself. As long as you're honest with yourself, you can do a very, very good reading for yourself using the tarot cards. Now today I want to talk about the Thoth Tarot, and I'm just going to go over a couple of cards with you. So if you're doing a tarot reading for yourself and this card comes up, know that this is a card that represents change. And in the Thoth Tarot deck, this card is also called Change. You can see the little writing at the very bottom here. It has a snake, and the snake bites his tail, and the snake is in a figure 8 configuration here. And it represents change that happens over and over and over and over again. The snake that sheds his skin, that's a form of change also. And it's change for the better. It has to do with mastering yourself. And if you look here, the snake here has a crown on top of his head. You can see it. So it's like the crawling king snake. Some of you guys get the blues reference of that. But, and he rules his den. But anyway, to get back to the card, it's in a figure 8 and represents everlasting change. And if you look carefully here at this card, he has the symbol of Jupiter. If you look very carefully, right there, has the symbol of Jupiter, which represents the career. It represents good luck, good fortune. Those of you who are fans of the band Earth, Wind & Fire knew that they used this sign in a lot of their albums. And I'm pretty sure they used it as something very positive, something that, I don't want to say luck for them because they were successful. So maybe it's a sign of success for them, or a sign for a good career in music. But I know that they did use this sign. And this Jupiter sign, or the planet Jupiter, is was at the highest point on my chart when I was born. So it is something that is very special to me. So if I would pull this card in a reading for myself, I would say, okay, it's time for change. And what is changing in my life, or what can I change in my life? So, very powerful card. And you can read this for yourself. You don't necessarily need someone to tell you what you already know. Another card, I'm just pulling random cards from the Thoth deck, would be death. Death does not have to do with physical death all the time. It could be a death to your old self, or your old way of thinking. It could represent change also. It can go hand in hand with this. You can interpret these cards together. Another card is the Hanged Man. Now, interesting thing about this card, when I put these cards, they all kind of go together in a way. Here we have an inverted Ankh, which you can see that represents death too. Death to the old self, death representing change. The hanged man also represents deep contemplation and looking at things from another angle. And I did a video on that too. So this is a very powerful thing. And if you look down here, it's like it has snakes at the very bottom here. So like I said, these cards sort of that I pulled at random go together. Now, tarot cards also can be used for magic. So say that if you want to do a prosperity ritual, or if you want to do prosperity magic, you can use these cards also for that. So the card I drew for this video here will be Luxury. Interesting card. And if you want to bring abundance in your life, you can take a candle and do some deep meditation in what luxury or what things that you want to bring into your life to make your life better, to improve your life. Interesting card. Like I said, this is for the Thoth deck. This is the deck that Aleister Crowley commissioned to be made, and it's very interesting. I think this is the only tarot deck that I have a card that's called Luxury. Oops, I didn't mean to drop it. I think this is the only tarot deck that I have a card that's called Luxury in it. So it could be something that you aspire to. So these cards can also be used for magic too. So don't let these cards collect dust. Don't let them just sit around if you're not doing a tarot reading for someone else. You can do a tarot reading for yourself. Now, what happens if you do a tarot reading and you are clueless about what the cards mean? Yeah, then you can ask someone else. And that still can be a good tarot card reading, because you put your own energy into the cards and you pull the cards yourself. And just because you may have problems understanding what the cards are saying, you can always ask someone who has a different perspective than yourself. Someone who may know the tarot a little bit better than you, or someone who's been reading longer than you, and they can give you a different perspective. So in a way, you're not reading tarot for yourself, you need a little help. That's cool, but you can also do it yourself, and you can also use these cards to transform yourself to tarot magic, doing meditation. One of the things that I like to do, I use the Magician card a lot, and I imagine myself being the magician in that card and trying to bring change into my life, being a magician who causes change in my life. Very, very powerful thing. You can use candles to help you focus. What I like to do is sort of like step into the card and work my magic as if I was inside the card, working on things, working on, doing rituals inside the card. There's a lot of different ways you can approach this yourself without necessarily having someone do a tarot card reading for you. You can do it for yourself. And like I said, when I first started reading tarot cards, one of the things that was told to me is, hey, you can't read for yourself. And I'm like, why not? If you're honest, you should be able to do tarot card reading for yourself also. Alright, so that's all I want to say. This is sort of like an updated version of a video I did a while back. I did want to touch on this subject a little more in depth, which I did here in this video. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this video, like it and subscribe to my channel. And those of you who already know that I have a Patreon too. Some of you guys know that. Some of you guys don't know it. So if you're interested, you can join my Patreon. It's only $4 a month, so that's very, very cheap. All right. Until next time, love is law and peace in Uncle Johnson Ave. Later, guys. Peace.